that sounds right. There was some other like event that was coinciding at the same time.
Yeah. And it was, obviously him probably trying to just stay relevant, but it was also fascinating, like McCardle over there said, about how people like were using like public information and like publicly available information and just like cross-referencing like contrails in the sky.
Right.
Yeah. It's conspiracy chat, but not that deep into the conspiracy chat.
Okay, so what about Shia? What? I'm so confused.
Just do it. If you want to start a podcast, just do it.
Just do it.
We have a great
podcast, Spotify for podcasters.
Oh my gosh! Is this Spotify podcast or is this the Firing Pin? This is the Firing Pin live stream, isn't it?
This is.
It's still the Firing Pin.
Are we live? Are we here? Oh, there we are. If we're on that means we're on the internets, right?
Are we like? Can they see us? On my end, it says I haven't allowed access to my camera, so I can't.
You're fine.
I can't watch us.
This is the pipeline. I think that's the information superhighway.
You have to refresh your page.
Right there. Welcome to the very professional Firing Pin live stream in our very professional studio. That
reading professional advertisement.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
we got our first ad.
It was pretty cool. We got an ad. We got asked to read an ad. So we did.
It's not up yet.
Pouring ourselves out.
It's all about the money. We're already selling out.
I love it.
Rage Against the Machine, just,
all about the money.
But, as you know, this primarily goes out, or it always started out going out on Facebook, and we finally have got it. Tyler rigged it up so that we are on Spotify and a lot of other platforms, but Spotify, I think, is the easiest and the best one. That's the one I use the most.
It's called Spotify for podcasters. You can record and edit podcasts right from your phone.
Don't read the ad.
We already read
get the ad,
You're going to hear the ad later.
But they did, not to keep making it an ad, but they did make it pretty easy to
They did make it pretty easy.
And,
speaking of ads, don't we have sponsors?
We do.
Yes,
we have sponsors for this actual show, So
speaking of our sponsors, I've been in conversation with Casey from Beyond Driven Fitness and Performance on Main Street in Leroy, New York. And he's coming back from Paris Island. He's been down there. Yeah, he was at Marine Corps Recruit
There was like a
Depot.
cross training they did, right?
Yeah, so he went down there to go and learn basically what goes into making civilians into U.S. Marines.
Super cool.
Because, he is the fitness director for the American Warrior Foundation military mentorship program, and they're doing some great things to help, military recruiters meet their goals. And also helping young people to meet their goals of getting into the service.
A good amount of kids that go to the gym there. It's cool.
There's a lot of, so they have relatively frequent, scheduled trainings that they do with the recruiters, and they bring people in the delayed entry program over there to work out. And, thanks.
Super cool.
And, it's awesome. So Beyond Driven Fitness and Performance, they do a lot for the community. They have a lot of great fitness opportunities for gym members over there. Myself and Tyler were going over there pretty regular until we got off our schedule.
Till the fight.
You're going to go tonight, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, well.
Oh, excuses?
Yeah, pretty much just
You'll be there, right?
Being lame.
Over there.
So, but next sponsor, guys, moving right along, Arms Preservation Inc.
API.
You know them. You love them. Their logo's on the wall right over Brandon's shoulder.
Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Somewhere over here.
Somewhere over there. And they make some of the finest products available for preserving your firearms investments. Actually, I was a little bit bummed out. I recently saw a thing on Pew Pew Tactical did like one of their, little roundups of various products that are out there on the market. They did not include API.
That's a shame.
They talk about a whole bunch of different stuff in terms of firearms preservation stuff. And I commented. I was like, "What about API?"
Yeah,
because it's bullshit.
Good stuff, great stuff. And in fact, if we
people too.
Oh, they are,
and locally made
right here in Fairport.
Yep.
And if we had more of our stuff in API bags, we would have had a lot more stuff that survived.
Yeah. For certain.
I mean, API gave us a bunch of bags for when we cleaned everything down. So we have moved a lot of stuff in API bags, especially customer guns and ammo. But
going forward, they will be much better protected in that.
Next time, let's just build the entire interior
out of
one
API.
API bag.
One big
I like
API
it,
bag.
I love it. I love it.
How many R's do you think that'll be?
At least one.
Vapor corrosion inhibitor on all
And
of
it's
us.
double-sided, so maybe 2 R's. Yeah, no vapors will get in. Wow.
No vapors.
Excellent. So we are in our studio, like
Ish.
we are in the studio.
This creepy things.
You don't like him?
He's eyeing me in some kind of way. I don't like it.
I can't remember whose he was. If that was Doc's or. So that was so funny. So after the fire, we got. I still have not been able to go through all of them. I had probably 100 plus like text messages, and I had like 40 some Facebook messages, and a bunch of voicemails, a bunch of whatever.
Right.
And Doc, the gunsmith, right? Yeah. He sent me a text. The only thing he goes, "How's my alligator?" That's what he sent me. He didn't care if everybody's okay. And I love him. Obviously, he knows everybody's okay.
Yeah, he had already gotten that info.
If you haven't met Doc, he is the definition of a salty old sailor. Like, he was a Coast Guard, like master, whatever their highest NCO rank is. Like, he handled all of their gunsmithing in the Coast Guard. He probably never spent a day in a boat ever. No, I think he did. But he spent a lot of time on land in the Coast Guard. But crusty as crusty can be in the nicest of way. I love him.
Yeah,
but he goes, the alligator, when you're leaving the firing pin, as you're walking out the door, you'll notice there's an alligator. Pretty much been there since day one. And that was one of his. He stabbed it with like a spear in Florida back 20 years ago or whatever. And that's cool. Yeah, he's just like, "How's my gator?" That was his question. I loved it. But yeah, we're in here. Tyler, what's to your left over there? What kind of little sex dungeon is that you got going on?
Oh, Bratrick.
Is that where he normally? Is that where you keep him at night?
You don't want Bratrick running the streets when.
Yeah.
He's safer in the cage. He's not in the cage now because I can see him on camera over there. But when we're going to sleep, I definitely feel safer with him in the cage.
It's one of those things where he can only move if one of us isn't looking at him. So like we have to keep him. We have a camera. We have a monitor up here, so we can like watch him through the camera system while we're doing the stream. Because otherwise he'd be moving around.
Gotta watch his hands. Those hands are.
Yep.
But this deer is freaking me out. I mentioned this deer is giving me some kind of eye. I don't like it.
Even though Bratrick doesn't have pants on, you're still more concerned about the
Yes!
Yeah,
yes, that deer is scaring me.
It's fair. So
nice
we are in, when we built this garage, we built it for storage, and we filled it up, me and my dad are pack rats, if nothing else, and we filled it up with junk. Maybe like a year ago, we were like, that's stupid. So we started the long process of like cleaning it out and making it more of a workshop and making it more, we turned it into the studio. And we were really, really proud of the studio. And man, did it get nice not having to set everything up and take it all down every Thursday.
That was quite a process.
That was nice, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. And then
that was great for a couple months.
It was nice for a couple months, and then we had the fire, and now our workshop / studio is now the retail space. If you've been here over the past couple of weeks, you've been in this space, and that's our retail space now. So we've got we went from 2,500 square feet of retail to 600 square feet,
right?
And that includes our back room now. So the space to Tyler's left is our cage lockup that most of you never would have seen, but that's where we would store all the guns in, the guns waiting for pickup and stuff like that. Sure. So the back half, this last 8 to 10 feet, is still the studio where we are now, and that. So really, we've only got 400 square feet maybe of retail space now, but I've been incredibly proud of what the guys have been able to make do using that space. We've got quite a good selection here now. And we're still here. We're rolling, man. I mean, we were open. The fire happened on a Friday, and we were open for normal business on Monday.
Right.
That's. I gotta again just thank my team. I can't take credit for that. I might have been the one that pushed them to get to that level, but it was a team effort that got us there.
Yeah, a lot of hard work.
We've been here, and we're gonna stay open normal hours. There might be a time during construction when there's too much machinery on site and we have to, just for OSHA reasons, not have anyone here for a week or two maybe. And I'm going to try to avoid that if possible. I'll see if we can set up somewhere else locally maybe for those couple of weeks. Or sure. I don't know. I don't like the thought of that as much as it would be fun to, go sit on the beach with you guys somewhere.
Retire.
Just retire.
That's a little vacation.
But, we want to keep things rolling. So I've brought it up before. I posted about it on Facebook. I posted a picture of it. We do have a mobile shooting range on its way. I don't want to jinx it, but it is literally on its way.
Where's it coming from?
North Carolina.
Cool.
So it's coming all the way from the Carolinas. There is, as far as I know, one company that rents them. There's a couple different ones that sell them, and there's a couple for sale. If anyone's got a couple $200,000 laying around that wants to help us out, let me know. But there's one guy who rents them. I happened to meet him at a show in January. Saved his contact info, very thankfully. And yeah, it's on its way up here. We've got it locked down for the next 6 months. So There's going to be a few weekends where he had prior commitments where we're going to lose it for a weekend. But it'll come right back. But yeah, at least through, I would say, October.
Cool.
We're going to have 2 lanes. 2 lanes. I am still working on getting more. And yeah, we're going to make the most of it, and we're going to keep plugging along. That's all we can do. So
2 lanes is better than no lanes.
That's correct. That is correct.
So
it'll allow us to still do, the rentals like we do. If you're looking for a new handgun, you can still come down and try the latest and greatest new handguns. Or if you want to take a private lesson or do a class or whatever.
I was going to say we should try and get a class or 2 on the schedule and see if we can sell it out in advance so that we know.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Good to go. All right.
What do you guys got?
Tyler, are there any audience interactions to speak of?
Yeah, you kind of left some of our guys hanging with the wonderful Take Game TV asks. If you guys haven't watched Take Game TV, you should definitely go check out their channel. Great content,
great YouTube stuff for sure.
You've seen them on our
Instagram, on
our old waiting room TV. We had Brian Kirby's videos playing, but he asks, wait. So how is the gator? Did it survive?
The gator is fine. I think gator skin resists smoke and other damage.
Water.
Well, yeah. Right. So he's still up on the wall. He's still there. The moose is still there too. Those are the two main animals we have not been able to rescue. Also the bear skin. There was a bear skin up on the wall.
Yeah.
That one might be tough, but the drywall came down pretty bad on that. But yeah, the moose, his antlers are like piercing through like a 10-foot sheet of drywall, like came down on him.
It's pretty cool.
And his antler, like I tried to like slide the drywall so that weight wasn't like holding on or holding him down, because he's got a lot on his mind already. Like,
yeah,
he's more than that. Yeah. So, but I'm like trying to tug it, and I see that like his antlers now have like pierced through the drywall. So we're gonna have to like carefully like maybe cut around that, or like it's gonna be. And I don't know. Same with like the bear. My nose is shot. I can't smell any of the smoke stuff anymore. It all smells the same to me when I'll sometimes I'll like I went to Gregory's the other day, and I could have sworn I smelled the pin like from there. Fire. Maybe somebody was born. It could have been anything, but like I could have sworn
it's probably your clothes.
Could have been too, man.
This hat reeks of smoke, and like I'll be in Walmart like what?
When I went to the warehouse to get this light because it was over at the off-site location, I put that light in my truck, and like my whole truck reeks now of smoke, like just from that light. So, but. That is the main concern with the moose and the bear and the critters and all that is, they're fine. I mean, visually, but I just don't know. We're gonna build a brand new facility probably.
I don't want to bring that in.
Right. Like I don't know how those can be cleaned or if they can be really. So that'll be sad. I know. All the animals. The alligator was donated to us by Doc, so that has some sentimental value. I want to say this creepy deer was donated by Doc too, or someone. Maybe Skaggs even gave us that one. Somebody gave us that. A couple of the other ones, like there's a. What is this? This is a pronghorn.
That's a prong.
Yeah,
that's a pronghorn.
Yeah. That I bought at an auction. The ram I bought at an auction. The bear I bought at an auction. And the only other one that's sentimental is the moose. The moose was donated to us. Yeah. So I would like to try to save that one. But it's tough.
Yeah.
You might keep it in the garage.
Sure. Yeah. Put it somewhere out here. Leave them outside for the summer. Just let them air
see
out.
If he's already been exposed to the
probably not
fire hoses and shit.
Do you guys understand why I hate the smell of smoke?
Why?
Do you get that?
Why
you guys understand?
Why
it now,
you would? Yeah, of course.
You understand it sucks. Like it's in everything, and in 3 years you're gonna smell it and hate it.
As much as I've always enjoyed camping.
Yes.
That's the one. Like I like camping when you're doing it. but then you go home and like that jacket you like left in the car or whatever. You didn't. Yeah, it's like I guess like cigarettes. Like if you're a smoker, you don't mind it or whatever. But then like when like you smell that on someone, you're just like, oh, it's so repulsive.
Yeah, whenever I smoke cigarettes and I get in like one of the vehicles, even if I didn't smoke in the vehicle, April will say that like the vehicle will smell so she doesn't like that shit.
Don't make me shame you on air, Pat.
Do we have?
I get in trouble.
What else we got? You're writing stuff down. Let's
I've
keep on top of
I've
it.
got a few things. Michael asks, what is the golden shovel for?
So the golden shovel was from 10 years ago when we broke ground here.
Let's use it again to break ground.
We will be. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's kind of funny. That was like literally obviously just a shovel. Like we went to Ace Hardware or whatever. And we bought that shovel and bought a can of gold spray paint. And we spray painted it gold.
That's not real gold.
Made a little, sorry, buddy. Made a little, post of doing it. We had a little ceremony or whatever, and then that shovel just went into rotation, and like we used that shovel like hell. And then when we were cleaning up the garage, Brian, I want to say, just found it like shoved in the corner with the rest of the yard tools and stuff, and it was like, this shovel has like a little bit of gold paint on it. And he was like, why? And I was like, oh, that's the shovel. And it was like, we restored it. We repainted it gold.
Right.
We're like, if we're going to decorate the studio, let's do it right. So yeah, that's the groundbreaking shovel here. So yeah, we're going to have to, I think we even put like some linseed oil on the handle now. Like we're like, all right, that's the shovel.
Beautify that
Save it for the Smithsonian. What else
I thought it was 14 carats this whole time, bro.
I mean,
so our friend Jeremiah, I miss Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I want to dox him by saying his last name.
sure.
Jeremiah says, good evening, gents. What's the beverage of the evening? Unfortunately, we don't have too many beverages because we don't have a
We
fridge.
shotgun beers before.
We shotgun beers
We had
because
shotgun beers
they're
earlier.
warm.
Yeah.
They're warm,
Jenny-
like it sucks.
Jenny, so
We don't have a
delicious
fridge anymore.
Yeah.
local beer.
So,
The
And
insurance
I'm
company
drinking Rockstar,
is going to get us a new one.
sugar free.
He wrote that up today.
cool. Can't wait. Next year.
What else you got, buddy?
Well, with Spotify for podcasters, you can earn money in various ways, including ads and subscriptions
Is this a
from
Q&A?
viewers. Yeah.
Does this count as a Q&A?
That's Spotify for podcasters.
Spotify for podcasters.
Okay, Spotify for podcasters.
You guys are going to hate those ads. I know it.
They hate us right now.
We had so much fun filming that. Like, I've never seen Pat cry laughing.
That was funny.
Like,
That was fun. To the moon!
to the moon. That was great. Chris discovered Gregory's when he started coming to the firing pin. Yes, Gregory's is amazing. That is such a hidden gem.
We are blessed. We have some. I know every town is going to say that, but I truly think we have the Corner Diner right there. We have the C Store, right, which is amazing with the little Dunkin' Donuts in there.
Yep.
And then we've got Gregory's, which is a full bakery, like for like cookies and that kind of stuff,
Cookies,
and pies,
cake.
breads,
Oh,
like rolls. Holy
don't
cow!
even get me started.
If you want some good bread, holy cow! And then we've got Ralph. We've got Ralph and Rosie's.
Ralph and Rosie's,
right?
good pizza,
We've got
very
the
good
The
pizza.
Valhalla.
Right.
Best chicken sandwiches.
You got a bowling alley and a gun range.
Okay,
and,
but
right
I didn't
down
hear
the road.
anybody say anything about the Virgin Farm Market with
The corner diner,
Yeah.
the farm.
Yeah,
the
okay,
farm
yeah,
market.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
It is called the farm market.
Yeah,
but
that's what. Yeah, so
I
that's
love
how
them.
know it,
Don't get
so-
me wrong, but I grew up in Virgin, so I've had it my whole life, and
Yeah,
then that's
yeah.
all I eat for the last 10 years working. So
I just got really excited about their club sandwiches. Like Josh told me they had the best club sandwiches. I was like, bullshit. And then like I started eating the club sandwiches, and now like
too many vegetables for me.
I eat them shits.
I'm just like a meat and bread kind of guy.
Yeah.
it was hard to like right after the fire. Obviously, like everybody's got to get fed. Everybody's working so hard. So I was trying to like get some food and stuff. And it was a hard realization that like we've had too much Ralph and Rosie's lately. Like, we just our palate it's burnt out.
Right.
It's a bad pun, but it was like we needed to reset. We needed to do a couple 2-3 things. But yeah, we've been very blessed calorically lately.
Yes. I have enjoyed like the chili. I said it earlier, but I'll say it for everybody. Brandon makes good chili. Little known fact.
And just throw a couple little things in.
Just a little 1-2 thing.
Little,
I got a chili cook-off in a couple weeks. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah?
about it.
Really?
Yeah, nice.
What's your secret ingredient?
is that like a
Yeah, right.
Salt-
yeah, right.
saltpeter?
Like I'm gonna tell the 12
Smack.
people. That,
Who's like? Is this like a family thing? Or is this like with your? Like,
no, it's
who's
like some. It's like some friends. Some
Okay.
Yeah, one of my buddies from UPS invited me.
Pat
He
just
was like,
rolls up
"Hey,
out of
we're
his
gonna
van.
That's pretty cool.
at the
Throws
end of
chili at
April. There's gonna be a." He was like, "Yeah, it's like $20 to enter your chili." And
Okay,
like,
so
yeah.
there's like stakes involved.
Yeah, no, you
okay.
get some money.
All
you know what
right.
I mean?
Some tables might get flipped. All right.
Oh, people are gonna be competitive. It's gonna be.
Check your guns at the doors, fella.
Oh hell no!
Which reminds me of Buster Scruggs, the scene where he's like, "Now, if you deposit your weapons back at the door," it's so funny.
That is Buster Scruggs.
Buster Scruggs is one of my favorite movies.
Pan shot. Back to business. I'm gonna steal steal things a little bit.
You're Brandon.
We had a bunch of questions about transfers, about stuff that's here waiting to be picked up. When are we going to be able to sell guns? All that kind of stuff. Tomorrow, basically. Moral of the story.
Sweet.
Tomorrow we're going to start making calls. Now, please don't take that. When I say tomorrow, please don't just show up and be like, "Wear a gun," right? and want your thing. Tomorrow we are going to start calling people to have them come down. You know, we have prioritized things of, you know, who's been waiting the longest, who's got maybe like long guns that can just, you can come in 4473, you're gone, right? Who's got like we had someone in town today who like they've got their coupon from the county, like, okay, come in, you're gone. Like, so the boys are gonna work through a workflow. We'll be contacting you and we'll be getting your stuff out. We are a lot, you know, obviously with everything that happened, unfortunately where the guns are stored for pickup, like in that limbo period, if you're waiting to get them on your permit or whatever, or if you got a delay, the ceiling came in that part of the building, right? So there was no fire there, but there was smoke and water damage, right, from the firefighting efforts in that area. Right. So 99.9% of the guns, totally fine. The boxes protected them just fine. Maybe a little bit of moisture got in there. We opened them up. We aired them out. We oiled the guns.
Cleaned,
you know, all the guns are fine.
Stuff, yep.
Obviously, if some of the cases have like a foam liner to them,
probably smoke damage.
You know, some people are more sensitive than others. Obviously, like again, we can't smell anything anymore with that kind of stuff. So, everyone that has a gun that was here at the time of the fire, right, it's going to be completely your option, right? You have two options. You can take it as is. And it's kind of just, it is what it is. We don't think there's any problem with that. I would have no problem carrying or defending my family's life with any of those firearms. They're all totally serviceable and fine. But if for whatever reason, and I completely understand it, like we had a guy with like a scar or whatever, right? It's like a $3,000, $4,000 rifle. It's like, yeah, you know what? I want a new one. I want a fresh one that just doesn't know. And I understand it. So if that's the route you decide to go, obviously we have to go through insurance at that point. So you're not going to get that firearm, right? You're going to get the value for it. So we're going to need, you know, if you bought it from Bud's Gun Shop, you bought it from wherever, we're going to need your receipt. And then the insurance company owns that gun now, and they're going to scrap it and do whatever with it. So obviously, if it's a Glock 19 Gen 5 you bought from Bud's, who cares, right? Take the insurance money or do whatever you want. If it was Grandpa's historical gun,
right,
I would take that gun and you're gonna just deal with it, basically, right? Because you don't want that to go to the insurance company and then it's gone. It's not yours anymore. So those are your options. Take it as is, and you will be able to come here and evaluate the gun for yourself. Like we will have the gun in front of you. You will get to make that determination. No pressure. You take as much time as you need.
Full transparency.
Think about it. Yeah, like it's a shitty situation for everyone, right? So we want to do right by you. All of our guns are going to be sold. I've said it a few places, but they did ask me to wait until it was like published of where. But a local auctioneer will be selling off any of the rental guns that are New York legal and all of like the inventory we had in stock in the building, like gun-wise. Mm-hmm. That is all going to be sold here pretty much at the end of the month. There'll be like a 2-week window. It's going to be an online auction. So pros and cons. I really wanted an in-person one. Yeah. I like the talking fast. I like all that. But if you can't come to that auction that day, you miss out. So at least with the online, there'll be like a 2-week window. People can bid from all over the world, or you know, wherever. Jeremiah's in some foxhole somewhere, he can be, you know, bidding on these guns. Right. So I like that. I guess that will be better for everyone. So that's kind of the game plan right now. How to contact us? It's either Facebook or email. We tried getting the phones hooked up.
For guns, I prefer email. It's just
same.
Facebook's casual.
Facebook's nice for like little questions or whatever. But yeah, stuff that's serious that we can easily search. Because Facebook, it's hard to search for the stuff.
It's hard to go back and find in a conversation.
Like, if it's during business hours and you ask us like, "Hey, you open today?" Sure, like that kind of stuff. But stuff where we're going to need to reference it later, like send us an email.
What's the email, Brandon?
info@thefiringpinny.com.
Thank you.
It's a very nice professional email. I couldn't be happier with it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's gonna sleep?
no
Who's gonna,
tension.
who's gonna sleep on the couch tonight? You or me?
I prefer not to get into that on stream. Anyway.
So again, our phones don't work right now. Sorry to everyone who's called us.
We have no phones.
Yeah, I don't even think our voicemail's set up.
I was going to do that night. I was going to do it that night.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have procrastinated.
Well, I should have sat in the chair while everything was burning around me.
Just the crackling fire and like the
Welcome
timbers
to the firing
crashing.
pin. We're unable to come to the phone right now.
Get out of there!
A friend of mine reached out to me. He was like, I tried calling the firing pin and nobody's answering the phone. And I was like, yeah, they probably
Burned
don't
down.
have a
Yeah.
phone. Like,
It's melted.
What do you mean?
Send them a pile of rubble.
What do you expect me to do?
Saturday, like immediately after the fire, like the fire is literally still smoldering in downrange. And I was here because, you know, people truly didn't know. If you weren't on Facebook or you didn't watch the news, you would have no idea.
Right, you're not in the Discord or whatever.
If you're kind of like, you know, tunnel vision a little bit, like if you just pull in, you find a parking spot and you just park and you're up looking at the building, like it looks fine, right? So me and Kevin Bach were here. Like I just wanted to be here because I think people expected to see me, obviously, right? So I was like here, and people would come down. And, you know, people that had heard were offering support and stuff like that. But then, yeah, there was like two different guys. One guy pulled in, and he like goes to tug on the front door. We were like talking over here. He goes to tug on the front door, and he's like, what gives? And then we like tell him, like, yeah, there's a, like, come over here. Like, look, there's a massive fire. Like, this place is gone.
Right.
And he's like, oh, so what do you think? Like a couple of weeks, you'll be back? And I was like, that would be very nice. You are very opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want a job?
You have a can-do attitude.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we need more of you.
That's good.
Quickly, before we get too off.
Please, yeah, that's all I got for now, really.
When can we order guns again?
Right now, you can order them. What do you want?
Not right now.
No, right now.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Do it now.
Jamie, pull it up.
Just drop your credit card in the chat.
Go
We'll run it.
Go to the website, order
Send
a
it,
gun.
yeah.
Do it.
But no, either like if you're talking about an online purchase, you can do that now. We've been receiving them all through this. Again, those, you know, we're gonna deal with the stuff that was here first, and then the stuff that was, you know, we're gonna do things in order of precedence. But yeah, if you're on Bud's Gun Shop or whatever, which, you know, I get it. We have a website too, though, thefiringpinny.com. You can
Thank
go. Yeah, you can go on there. We have our own shop where you can buy directly from us and support us. We do have. Did we ever get the membership thing fixed? I don't think we did.
What membership thing?
Where you can go on the website and like get a membership.
Yeah.
Is it?
I fixed it the next day because it was like 7 o'clock at night when I found
I feel
out.
like we got emails today though. I saw that they were
let me pull
fucked.
it
But
up.
anyways, that again would be one of the best ways you could support us is going on our website, signing up for a membership at any level. We have literally $2 memberships, $10, $25, $35, $45 memberships. Those are obviously traditionally for the range, which is not in operation fully right
Works
now,
for
but
me.
we do have two. Okay, good. Thank you. We do have 2 lanes on the way. I think we're going to try to
Did you
work
try
out
on
some
the
type
different
of
levels?
reservation system for people so that we can get, you know, I don't want people to come down here and have to wait hours to shoot or whatever. That's going to be crazy. But we are working on getting more of those ranges potentially, so we have more than just 2 lanes. And obviously anybody who helps us, you know, anybody who stays a member or signs up as a new member, we've said it before, we're going to memorialize you in the range with a plaque of some kind in remembrance, because you're literally helping us keep the lights on.
Cement you in concrete.
I don't know what we would do. Maybe not that. I don't know if we didn't have that membership program right now, I don't think we'd be able to be here. Like,
How would you pay the guy? I mean,
Yeah.
the guys
but
would
you
be
know,
able to get.
we'll be made whole from insurance, but that's months from now. Months and months and months. We have to survive until then.
Did you
So
find one that did
we're we're
Oh.
super appreciative of anyone who, you know, I know times are hard right now, but it made me feel very blessed how many people did come down over the past few weeks and sign up for new memberships, and or even just let us know like, hey, I'm not canceling. Like,
Right.
don't like leave mine alone or whatever.
Yeah. No, people have been very supportive. We were talking about that at the fire hall dinner the other day.
You know, I want to bring that up again, or I want to bring something else up.
Yeah.
We went to the fire hall this past Monday.
Yep.
They have every Monday night they do like a training event, and then like the what was it, the first Monday, I think? Yeah, like the first Monday is like a business meeting that they do where they bring everybody in and like the women, the auxiliary, like cook a meal for everybody, right? So, yeah, they were like, hey, you're going to come down and say hello to everybody. Like, well, come down for the dinner, too. So, like, the firemen literally invited us into their home, invited us in for a meal, all
great.
home cooked. It was amazing. Desserts and everything, all homemade.
Everybody's very nice and conversational.
I think they were expecting like me and like maybe me and Joe and Ty, or like maybe me and my dad or something like that. I'd bring the whole crew, like the whole store. There was like
Everybody
a dozen
was-
of
I was
I brought
there
my wife and kids. Yeah, like everybody was there, right? Which they loved. They thought that was amazing. And, you know, I just wanted to go to say thank you. I mean, that like, I was stressed out because I couldn't think, not that they you know, they don't do this for any recognition, right? Now, again, these are volunteer firemen. These aren't paid. This is not their job. They get $0 a year to do this. So, like, to me, that's like the least you can do is at least go down there and say thank you and look them in the face,
Right.
give them a handshake and a hug. I mean, you know, I know this isn't a house. That sounds corny, but like it is a home
For
to
sure.
a lot of us. I'm going to get emotional, but like, you know, this place is this is more than just a business, and then we said that, and they said that too. You know, there's every business is special to the owner,
Sure.
but this place is special to a lot of other people too.
A lot of
right?
members of the community, for sure.
And so that really hit home, and that was really nice. But I was shocked, absolutely shocked, when the president, whoever he was, like the president, I think, of the company, said that we were the first. He's been in the fire department for 15 years, he said, something like that. And we were the first people to ever come down there to thank him.
Right.
And I'm not judging anyone who's ever been through a fire, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to judge any of those people, but that just shocked me that we were the first. Now, I'm sure we're not the first ones to ever go thank the firemen. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But in their memory, no one in that room, some of them had been members for many, many years.
Right.
None of them had ever recalled when someone came down. And maybe people have come down, not during the meetings or something,
Sure.
privately, they sent a card or whatever. But
Right.
that really surprised me, and I'm glad that we did that, and I'm glad that we had Phil. If you haven't come down or you didn't see our post on Facebook, I had Phil make a handwritten thank you to the fire department sign.
And that meant a lot to them too. That they
It
also
really
brought
did.
that up.
Yeah, yep. And again, that's like the least I could do. I mean, there's nothing that you can do that is enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, they're not in it for those reasons. But I felt like we had to absolutely do something. So I went down to Gregory's, trying to support another obviously
Sure.
great local business. So I was like, yeah, we need like a couple of those cookie trays, right? Like those big bundles of cookies.
Yeah.
So I got like 100 cookies, and I go to pick them up, and they're like, it's paid in full. And I was like, well, who paid? Like, I didn't pay it. I don't think my dad paid it. Like, who paid for it? And they're like, no, it's paid in full. Like, Gregory's paid for it. And I was like, like for real? And then
Yeah.
she's like, oh. And they had a card. And they gave us a gift. Like, they gave us a very generous gift card for anything else that we need for any of you guys down here. So, the family, the extended family that, like, obviously we always had them, but like just the show of love and support through all this it's been amazing, and it certainly won't be soon forgotten by me. I
For
think
sure.
by all of us. But
No, I've had multiple people, approach me throughout the past several weeks. Various places I've gone. Even just, I was telling you, I was walking around Walmart the other day in Batavia, and one of the guys that we know from over there that used to come here all the time was like, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry to hear about everything that's going on," and just was very interested to know what's the process and how are things progressing, and when could he come back and do some shooting and stuff like that, and wants to buy another gun, has another thing that he's shopping for, so wants to do that as well. And I just thought it was really cool.
it's nice. Yeah,
just
it
everywhere
is
you
really
go, people are genuinely.
Yeah.
We've said it before, this area, Rochester area in general, really
small community, man.
yeah, really are great feeling to live here. So
What
good
you
deal.
got over there?
Oh, we've got more questions and stuff.
Yeah, let's answer them.
Just to let everybody know, I answer questions in order. I try not to go out of order unless it's super relevant. So I'm just continuing on where we left off. Oliver asks, how did the conference room fare? I'm assuming they're talking about for the 18-hour class.
Yeah, so the training room, that was on the opposite end of where the fire was. So in terms of like...
No. I think they're talking about how did the 18-hour... Okay.
How did our conference room fare?
Yeah.
Our conference room is bad. I mean, the ceiling's coming down.
So we can't do classes.
We can't do classes on site, but the lovely Gillum Grant Center, which is the Bergen community center over by the school, we made a call, and they had availability, and they've been absolutely amazing. They've taught that class for other people, or they've hosted other instructors to come into that class before, so I didn't think it would be an issue, but they were amazing. Again, they are a community center. They have to operate and make money to stay open. They very graciously didn't charge us for this first one because of the circumstances and just the immediacy of needing it.
Very kind.
We had the fire on the 24th. So the 25th was that Saturday and the 26th. And then we had a class the very next weekend. Mm-hmm. So we had a class within 7 or 8 days. So super thankful for them. And the Bergen Rod and Gun Club has allowed us to go over there if we need to do the shooting.
Cool.
So we have that opportunity. And couldn't be more thankful. So the classes, the range we have to work on a little bit. Once the mobile range is here, it won't be a problem, I don't think. But between Pat's classes and your private lessons and stuff, we've got spaces where we can host those now. So
sweet.
Yep.
Training continues.
So do the questions.
Of course.
Sorry, I have to read where I left off. Jeremiah, again, asks if there's any two-way news out of New York. He said he saw a judge ruled the New York red flag laws unconstitutional. I'll be honest, I've been in my own little bubble, dealing with the shop. I've not popped that and seen what's gone on in the world.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're just now starting to, okay, we've got things stabilized here. I feel like, yesterday and today were kind of the first days where we're kind of sitting around okay, there's no more projects we could do immediately. So let's start. What do we normally do? Okay, let's keep up with the industry news. Let's keep up with the latest and greatest and all that. Yeah. But the same here. I'm not very helpful right now for that. Other than to say, Freedom Weekend 2023 is still happening.
Still
June 10th and 11th. And that, I am saying right now, is going to be a Second Amendment rally event for New York.
Right.
We want to bring awareness to all the crap we're dealing with. We've got supporters coming from nationwide to stir up support and to discuss, there's groups like FPC, Firearms Policy Coalition, that, we've donated and you all have helped us donate a lot of money to. Mm-hmm. And they've got things in the works. They've had results in New York, and they're going to continue fighting the good fight for us here in New York. We haven't talked to them since the fire, but
we need to.
But as far as the last time we talked to them was concerned, they're coming to Freedom Weekend. Right. So I don't see what's going to change. We're still doing Freedom Weekend. We've got to work with what we have here.
Hopefully we can do machine guns.
By June, who knows? I mean, that's a couple months away still. So there's a lot of possibilities up in the air. And us, we're not going to be sitting on our hands. So we're going to be making some moves. Absolutely. What else you got over there?
What do I have? Mark asks, what about outdoor shooting range?
So those of you that have been with us for a while might remember my attempt to do that out in Batavia, right? And, it's one of those things. It's very funny. Obviously, an indoor range and an outdoor range can be very different. They can be very similar. There can be, outdoor ranges that are, I don't want to say unsafe, but incredibly basic in terms of safety. But they've been there for 50 years, so they get to stay there until there's a problem, right? Mm-hmm. If you try to do something new, it has to be up to the latest and greatest and all the, So an outdoor range here, I'm going to say is a no. What is a possibility is a hybrid range, which I've given up using that term really and just calling it an indoor range with no roof, as dumb as that sounds. But that's what I've approached the town. Basically, you draw out the design of our range. The roof doesn't do anything,
right,
other than just keeps water out of it, right? So, and maybe a little bit of noise abatement. But you can accomplish that with other methods, right? So I do want to have, before the fire we had talked about, I had a handshake deal. We were going to buy more land. We were going to go from 2 acres to 10 acres here. Like literally the Monday before the fire, we'd made a deal. Like things were going to start going to lawyers and stuff, and we were going to start that process. Obviously, because of the fire, that's been put on hold.
Sure.
It's still in the plans, but it's been put on hold,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know when that's going to happen, but when that does happen, we are going to look into seeing what we can do. I don't want to say like pushing the boundaries of what the town will allow, but more pushing the boundaries of what range design will allow, and seeing if we can do I don't want to get people's hopes up, but maybe like 100 meter would be my goal, 100 meter indoor range, that again, no blue sky. You're looking down your sights. You're going to see the backstop. You're going to see the backstop. Then you're going to see baffles. So there'd be no way for you to shoot, just like with the indoor range. There'd be no way for you to shoot a bullet out of that range. It'd be the same with this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
It won't be. I know there was a time where I had talked about maybe just getting a bulldozer and pushing a berm up in the back and shooting like that. That's not going to happen. And it's out of respect to the village and the town, not the government per se. I do respect them, but the villagers and the townspeople. Like I just want to stay on good terms with them.
Yeah.
I don't want, they have been amazing. I asked, I want to put in like a formal records request just to be 100% sure, but I asked, and they said as far as they know, there's never been a complaint over the 10, 11 years we've been here. Not once has anyone ever complained about us, so I'd like to keep that going,
Yeah.
And if there was outdoor shooting happening, somebody somewhere is going to take issue with it.
Yeah, and it's, it's the noise, there's a perceived extra level of danger that, we know doesn't exist, but we have to educate the public about, and, it is what it is. Right, so there will be some opportunities, but non-traditional ones.
Yeah.
Put it that way, which we're all about, right, Ty?
You said but.
All right.
What you got, buddy?
My beautiful grandmother,
Oh,
Jana, recommends that she says that you should be wearing bunny ears for this stream. She said she wanted to grab you some, but she just didn't. And
See, remember a couple streams ago, I had the hat from my daughter.
Oh,
Had the
beautiful.
floppy ears
Who
or
could
whatever,
forget?
right? Yeah. Well, I left that here, over at my desk.
Oh, no.
So you called me at Friday. I'm at home when the fire breaks out.
Yep.
Tyler calls me. And, of course, the last person in the world that would joke about a fire, I think he's joking, right? And he's like, no, you need to be here right now. So I'm like, all right. I get going. I'm on my way. And, I tell the girls at home, like, this sounds really bad. Like, I don't like to keep things from them, obviously. And, like, they always want to help. So it's like, well, like, you need to be here, too. Like, come on down. So I just go.
Right.
And then they follow behind me. And so Anna said, when they're pulling in, like they could see the place is like full of smoke and everything. And Ari, my 6-year-old, she just goes, "Do you think my hat's okay?" Like that was her only concern. Do you think my hat's okay?
That's good.
They grabbed it. We brought it home. It smells so bad.
I bet,
I think
yeah.
we're gonna toss it, but
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
it's crazy what you think of when, like, is
Right.
this fine? Is this okay? Like,
right.
So funny, though.
Yeah.
Kids are awesome. What else you got, Ty?
really shitty to say, but when my
Hippity-hoppity.
apartment burned in 2020, like, that was kind of the nice thing about, waking up a week later and just losing everything is, oh, well, no, that didn't survive. Like, I don't have to worry about if it's okay, because it just wasn't.
Sure.
Nothing was okay.
You had nothing.
So, it's like a little weird, you know what I mean? It's,
Silver lining.
I guess.
Yeah.
In a way.
It was
lead
hard.
lining.
It was hard the past couple of days. I've gone with the insurance adjuster, like through the building, and it's just a very cold, like, all right, cabinet, $100. Like, oh, that thing, $200. Like, oh, you and your dad built that 5 years ago, $20. Like, worthless.
We
Like, we
don't
don't
care.
care. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just very cold and very like,
Oh.
this is your. Again, it's all your stuff. Like this is me. This is the store. And
No, it's a
like,
dollar amount.
right. No, that's how it has to
all
be.
it is.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, like this. I ordered from a distributor. The price is the price. But yeah, like
Right.
there's like the rolling trays in the range. Like you know how me and my dad worked together. Like we argued over those things.
Right.
Like, there was blood, sweat, and tears.
There was a
before
lot of effort made to-
with just pieces of paper. There was blood, sweat, and tears over them. Like
sure.
the design of them took a lot. So yeah, for just that stuff to be reduced to like, on to the next. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, kind of hurt.
It is. It's a shame that happens like that. What is next, Ty?
Tim comments that he's just glad we were able to bounce back. He's glad to see us bounce back, therefore. And
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Tim.
mean, the only path is forward.
It really is.
There is no looking back. Like,
There's been a lot of time for emotion, and I would say most of the times. I mean, hasn't even been 2 weeks, has it? I
Right.
don't know,
Nope,
but
not 2 weeks.
There's still most of the times, like when I pull in, and I'm in my truck for another like 5 to 10 minutes because I'm
Sitting there, like,
composing myself.
a little bit overwhelmed.
Like it's hard.
Like,
It's hard. It was hard to see like the drone pictures. They were necessary,
Right.
but it was hard to see those because you could see the totality of it like all at once. But that's what else can we do? We are not. I'm glad that a lot of us are the same in that we're not going to just sit at home and cry over this. I mean, we did, but we're not going to just keep doing that. Like there was a time for it, and now it's a time to move forward. And how do you break an ambush?
just
Fight through it. Yeah, you can't. What are you going to do? Just sit there and die? Like,
Just keep going.
I don't consider that
not the option we're going to take.
Yeah. Keep talking. I'm copying and pasting.
So
Copying
again,
and
I know
pasting.
we've talked about it before, but this live stream, we do record this and we do put it up on Spotify along with
podcasters.
several other streaming platforms. It's on Apple Music. It's on.
But just
we put them
focus
up
on Spotify.
We put it up on
Right.
YouTube even. I like Spotify, and I think the cool thing with Spotify that I didn't know until I started watching the stream afterwards on Spotify is it does the video too.
Yes.
I always thought Spotify is just audio, but no. We put the full video up on here too, so you can watch it
On Spotify.
and it's on Spotify for producers or for whatever for
Dude,
podcasters.
what the?
God damn it!
Did we not just go over that? We did this for like
They're not gonna bill
45 minutes.
We're only
You're
gonna
not getting paid.
We're only gonna get
for.
So if you ever miss a Thursday night stream, our new internet's kind of hard to do this stuff with, but just check it out on Spotify. That's the best way to like really.
It's just cataloged so nicely. Like,
Yeah.
That's I do enjoy the Facebook, the live experience of interacting with our customers and our friends and everything, but it doesn't catalog them well. You can't go, if I wanted to see 5 streams ago, I have to scroll through every post we make to get to that. So
No, that is kind of difficult as opposed to going the Spotify route. Which, if you're not listening to our stuff there, then realistically, you just want our kids to starve.
that's what it is. That's what it is.
What's
really.
going on there?
I don't even have kids, but I'll
Your
start.
future kid, yeah, somebody's gonna start. Akira's
Akira's
gonna-
seriously?
yeah.
Akira, if you're watching, please don't get mad at
Please.
me when I
Oh
get
my
home.
God.
I'll give you extra.
She's doing that thing. She's scooting her butt on the carpet right now.
My dog hasn't eaten in weeks, boys. Please subscribe to us.
Spotify for podcasters.
Spotify for podcasters.
Oh, that's too much fun.
Let me find where I left off. Okay, this is the golden question.
What?
Like, this is what the internet wants to know.
Is this a stupid ass question?
Patrick,
Yes.
do you use Impossible Burger?
In my what?
Would
Do
you
you
use Impossible meat in
Do you use
in your
Impossible
chili?
in your chili, or just in general?
No, I use actual flesh of. What?
Have you ever tried that Impossible meat?
No.
No. I tried it when it came out. Like I just wanted to see what it was about.
It's
you
human,
know.
bro. It's human.
My
I'm okay with that. Soylent Green. I'm all right with that.
my sources of protein all had parents and faces.
and I prefer it that way.
That's the rule.
I love that.
If it didn't have parents, I don't eat it.
I think it's PETA or whoever put it out. It's like it's got like a cow and it's got a chicken, and it's got a pig, and it's got like a cat and a dog and whatever. It's like, where do you draw the line between a pet? And it's like, well, right about here. I'm pretty
There is
comfortable there. Yeah, I'm all right here.
Yeah, it's
No,
funny that some people think that there should be no distinction.
Yeah, I'm interested in it from the scientifical, like it's neat. I like the technology of it, that we can do that, I think is interesting. I don't care about the moral side of it. Like I think that's a
it's
little
morally-
overblown. Like that's
Morally, I think it's more fucked up.
is it?
I
Yeah.
do.
You have
Yeah.
to destroy every living thing in the soil to grow soy. You're monocrop agriculture, so you're killing that soil for the rest of
Sure.
generations and generations.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's just soy, and soy is so bad for you. Like
Yeah.
as a man, like soy is tanking
Not
your
good.
like tanking your testosterone.
And all of the
Soy-
Impossible Burger, like the processing that goes into making.
Yeah,
it
it's
and stuff
processed
like
food,
that,
which it's not good. Just eat a cow.
So, yeah,
Sure.
like in general, I think that most people should like adhere to the principle that like if you eat it in the form that it comes from nature or from the farm, then it's food, right? If it comes in some sort of a wrapper, right, then it's a food product. It's not necessarily it's not necessarily like food in like its untainted form. So raw foods and whole foods, I would say, are going to be better for you in general than something that's super processed like that.
Okay, so Impossible, you have to choose for your chili, Impossible meat or cricket meat.
I mean, cricket meat is actual meat. Like that's
just ground
food.
up crickets, right?
I don't.
I haven't tried one of those yet. Have you ever tried one of those, like the cricket?
Yeah, I have. I've eaten some of that. Like, see, I'm more comfortable with that stuff, and I don't like eating bugs. So I think that like we've evolved beyond that. Like for
globalist agenda.
We're higher. But like people,
great grandpa Ugg did that. Like that's not me.
But people still do it though. Like
Unga.
So when I was deployed, like the second time, people get care packages and shit sent from home or whatever. So we had it. Not me. No.
Okay.
There was a dude from like Colombia or Brazil or something, and he got some food sent from home. That's cool. And one of the foods that he got sent from home was like they had ants, not crickets, but ants, and they fucking like roast them and they salt them, and it's good. Yeah, it's good stuff.
When in Rome, I guess.
Really gross story.
I have a friend that I work with at UPS that he buys food on. I guess he gets it online probably, but there's like little bars that are made with like cricket.
I've heard of those. I've never
flour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I've tried it a little bit. Like, I'm not scared of it, but I don't want to. It's not going to be my diet.
I remember being like 4 years old at Gemma's house in Virgin, and I distinctly remember taking a straw and sucking up ants. And I remember them tasting sour, and then going to bed that night and feeling them crawl around in my tummy. Oh. And it just freaks me out.
Oh, I don't like that.
I was going to say it's probably a psychosomatic thing that they're probably dead at that point, but you think that you feel it, and it.
And if you know me, I'm such a picky eater. I don't know how I did that.
Wake your grandma up crying with like ants crawling out of your face,
crawling in my eyeballs.
No, but I guess that's the other thing too. Like you guys have eaten worms, right? Like you've been out fishing before, and one of your buddies been hey man, you won't fucking eat that worm.
Hi, Alex's mom. Yeah, it's just
Tyler was the one bullying the other kids to eat the worms.
Right.
Yeah.
Will ate worms.
That's true.
I didn't have to bully him.
We were youth leaders, and we made those kids eat worms.
For legal reasons, now. That's a joke.
They're great now. They turned out fine.
Yeah.
They like worms now.
Good Byron kid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're fine.
Excuse me.
Also, if anyone has a spare copy of Headstamp Publishing's...
Go to the Sky
Can we go to the Skycam? That's new.
Hide our script, dude. Hide the script. It's important.
One of my beloved books got a lot of water damage. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, the pages are all bendy.
Is that the Kickstarter version?
I can't remember. Will it say in here? I can't remember. There's two, but yeah, if anybody has a blue copy of Thornycroft to SA80 from Headstamp, the other ones seem to be okay. This was the first one, Chespo de Famas.
That's definitely the Kickstarter edition.
Yeah, I usually get both. I don't want to be that guy, but I usually get both. I don't get the autographed ones because I don't care that much. But this one was my favorite Kickstarter one. He did one, Pistols of the Warlords, and the Chinese back in the day, they were famous for copying everyone and everything, right? And they would take like an FN high power or whatever, and they would be like, oh, well, there's writing on the gun, like there's like this says this right here, and they wouldn't really like understand it or care enough to use the right letters. So like it's hard to see. I don't really know how much this can zoom in, but it's supposed to say like Pistols of the Warlords, like Chinese something, and they just put like nonsense in there because it's what the Chinese would do.
The L is off and like
yeah. It's messed up on purpose. Like these guns are upside down because they wouldn't understand the symbols they saw. They're just like, oh well, symbol go there. Like they would do it. So this one also survived because it was wrapped in plastic. It got a little bit of water I think in there maybe, but yeah, if someone out there has a good copy of their second book, I think this one was Thornycroft to SA80, I will trade you something. I don't know. We'll make a deal.
I'll bear it.
Maybe not that. Which that survived.
Don't touch it. Dude, that's going to kill us.
Yeah, I'm notorious for getting whacked in the head by guns falling off.
Did you see the video of the guys fucking with the moose? There's like a video of some dudes, I can't remember, it was like Canada somewhere.
I
right?
saw that the video exists, but I haven't actually watched
There's
it.
like a dude filming from like his balcony, and there's like a moose, and then like there's two drunk idiots, and they're like going up to the moose, and he's like, guys, like leave the moose alone. He's a wild animal. Like just let him be a wild animal. Like he's gonna fuck you up.
It's
and they're like, if I get this close, is the moose gonna get? And then the moose gets on. It's so funny. He's laughing so hard. Like,
What people
is a bear gonna fall?
What people should understand is like that thing doesn't have to like hurt you on purpose.
Right.
Right? Like
Right.
he doesn't have to be trying to hurt you.
No.
He's very, very big.
Yeah.
He could freak out a little bit and you
Right.
could get killed.
Die. Like, commit self less alive.
So silly.
What else we got?
The silliest. John asks, what's the process for transferring a person to, like, a shotgun person to person?
Go
Simple.
ahead. You can answer that.
So, it's been so long.
Do you know how to answer that?
Yeah. So, any person to person, at least in New York State, you guys, it's easiest if you both come in because you can just do it same day, get it done and over with. But essentially, we have to take possession of the firearm.
So this is the shotgun.
Yes, this pen is the shotgun. I want to sell my shotgun to Pat, so I would go to the firing pin
Brandon's gonna take the shotgun.
and drop it off to Brandon so he can book it in. Then we put it on our books. Brandon, then being the gun shop, the FFL, shoots it once or twice. No, doesn't shoot it. He conducts the background check. So then Pat would go to the firing pin, and
he licked
Brandon would do the background check, make sure everything's good. Once he gets a proceed, then this guy gets it, and then we collect $20, 10 from each person.
And that process could happen whether we come down together
Or
with the
separate.
shotgun or whether we come down separate and then Brandon's just the intermediary.
As long as that process happens.
Yeah.
In America, you can just, yo, Pat, meet me at McDonald's.
Yo,
Right.
Here you go.
Thanks.
That's how it used to be, man. I bought a lot of guns before the Safe Act that way. Just met a random person in a parking lot. Like, that's how it should be.
Used to be able to go to like the classified section of the newspaper and like somebody would have Winchester model 1894 3030.
Yeah.
Like I want $350.
Or like Craigslist.
You
used to have that shit
hit
on
'em
there.
up,
Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Hit him up, meet me
the
over
America
here,
I
bring some
want.
cash.
America. Jeff, he was here helping.
Yeah.
After
Nice.
day after the fire, asking if we need any help this weekend. He always comes in on the weekends.
Nice.
He's
Oh, yeah.
one of the reasons I actually miss working weekends.
What's up, Jeff?
And Jeff, not this weekend probably, but coming up with building and stuff, we're definitely gonna need some hands to like hammer and hold.
Yeah, that was one of the things I talked to, like the town and the builders and stuff like that. Because I know there's people, and again, this is a community. Like there are people who, like, they have to be a part of this, and I want them to be a part of. Like it goes both ways. Like we want you to help us, and I know it would be therapeutic for you also to help
And
us.
they're
So-
very
Putting yourself
into it.
into the
Yeah.
pain.
yeah, it means a lot to everyone. So we have to figure out a way, like legally and safely, to make that happen.
Right.
Where everyone just stays as safe as possible. But there will be a time. I mean, like putting up this tongue and groove stuff. I mean, I love it, but it's tedious, right?
Very.
If you had 50 maybe, but the more people that help you, the less tedious it can be. So there definitely will be, mostly I would say interior stuff, or like when we go to build the range, this young man over here, Ty, he built the last one with me. Like we have to pick pieces of steel up that weigh like hundreds of pounds.
I was a lot younger.
That definitely many hands make for light work. Do you still have that Pokemon belt? Will that help you? Like, is that like a weightlifter's belt?
I think it's at Jammas, actually.
I might still have that at my house. I'm just kidding. That's a bad.
I was in high
I don't know.
school.
I don't know ever. Oh my
That's the
God.
second one this stream, bro.
This is why I can't run for office ever. Political office. They're just going to play all these streams.
Just play the stream. but-
Anyways, I know RPO, Rochester Precision Optic, they want to help us with that. And I was talking with Courtney, and we have to talk with them a little bit more, but I think they're going to do like, a shirt, like everybody wears shirts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that might be a good like legal route to do. They're volunteering through RPO to
That'd be
make
cool.
like legitimacy. But we'll
I know
update
we
you
were
guys
talking
on
about that too, coming up with like having my dad come up with like a volunteer shirt and just
Yeah.
like, if you show up, like if you work a day, like you'll get a shirt or something. Like
So
it's
build
the only,
back better.
It's the only way you're gonna get them, like is showing up or
Bill
something
Clinton
like that.
coined. But everybody says it. I love it. I love the sentiment behind it. Build back better. But just so you know, that's what Bill Clinton said once. So,
well, and then
Don't
Joe
support the
Biden
Clintons.
also.
I don't want to kill myself for anybody that's listening. I was talking about the Clintons. Be careful. Roger says the pin needs a compound like Dragon Man's in Colorado. I had no idea what he's talking about, so I did a quick search and yes,
that guy's awesome.
big yes.
Didn't he get robbed?
Wow,
There
balls.
was like a
balls.
break-in over there, I heard.
Dragon Man looks like he would probably eat you.
Go to Google that again and go to news. I almost want to say they had a fire.
There's something.
I remember something.
Wildfire burns 1,200 acre. Well, okay, that's just news.
I don't think it was that recent. Can you look up Dragon Man, like break-in or burglary?
I remember seeing a video. I don't remember who did it, but somebody did a video on his place, and he has the most ridiculous like museum setup. But the difference with his museum is everything's real. Like,
right.
Yeah, like he'll just have like, here's a Jeep with like, mannequins set up like the dudes are taking a lunch break in the middle of, the day or whatever. You get a machine gun mounted up on the pedestal thing and ammo draped over it. And like, like that machine gun's real, the ammo's real,
He's
like
got
those
the
helmets are
Willys
real, like
Jeeps
everything's
with
real.
the-
Yep.
Guns mounted on them and
Recoilless
stuff.
rifles
Yeah,
and
it was a
stuff.
fire.
Yeah. I thought so.
This is an article titled Dragon Man's Fire. After stunning tragedy, tough guy over Colorado gun empire has gotten tougher. And then I guess he was robbed as well. Burglar steals
Dude, that's some
dozens of
bad luck.
weapons from... That's us, too.
Yeah,
Like, that's us.
call him up.
Dragon Man, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are,
Obviously. Who
we
is?
love you.
Realistically.
Dragon Man.
I want to be Dragon Senpai, please.
Notice me.
Is Freedom Weekend... Oh, so I'm out of order. Sorry, I'm adding that to the list. Josiah, if you could please add a few of those questions to the list. I love you forever. Jeremiah, again, all these questions. Thank you, Jeremiah, for such,
Lots of
I love
interaction.
you. How's your dad doing with all this? And I'm going to add your mom, too.
They're doing good. Thank you. It's definitely been hard on them. I think I have a little bit more of the business. I don't want to say I can be a little bit more cold about it, but I think I have that. As emotional as I get, like Anno can attest to this. Like I'll hear a song, like this will be before the fight. This has nothing to do with anything, but like I'll just be like in the car and a song will come on and I'll start crying.
Sure.
Because like that hits me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like the right commercial comes on TV or whatever.
It's all that
Just like opens it up.
like, yes, I am a very emotional person, I guess, for a guy too, I would say. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, I guess I can like compartmentalize and like, okay, like I need to be a leader right now, and I need to just, like I will grieve when I can.
Right.
Like I need to do this, but I know they are a little bit, that's been difficult for them. They get, when we start talking about like reconstruction already or like tearing things down, that gets very hard for them. I don't say they can't deal with it, but that's when it gets to be a lot. And, not that I'm some, business guy with a ton of experience, but I do have 10 years experience. And as involved as they've been with the business, they've still obviously taken a back seat to me. I've been the one running the business, so
right.
They're still, I don't want to say they're not business people, but my 20s were spent as a business person, whereas they're like late 60s and 70s.
Well, like you say,
know what I
they're
mean? So
kind
it's
of
different.
dialing it back a little bit too.
Yeah.
So then when you talk about rebuilding, it's like, man, that's such
Right.
a big project.
Right.
It's like, do I really want to undertake another gigantic, right? Like
My dad was 63, 64 when we built the first time, so now it's like now
Sure.
he's 73, 74, like
Right.
building it the second time. So yeah, it's
it was supposed to be like a done deal
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
thing, and then it's
Yeah.
like we're going
Yeah.
backwards in a way.
Thank you. Was it Jeremiah who asked that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremiah. That means a lot. We've been doing good though. We have a good. I think as a family, we're in a good place where we. The guys know I bicker all the time with my family, but that must be a Polish thing. It's just what we do. So
I think it's part of the whole deal.
And it's like we're in business kind of together. You know what I mean? So you sometimes you see stuff you see behind the curtain a little bit. But. No, we're doing good. They're keeping it together. I'm making sure they spend a lot of time with the grandkids. I know that helps everybody, and
That's very beneficial for sure.
It is, yeah. Having a little baby just that makes everything better. It just kind of it helps you calibrate. Like yesterday, like I said, I was out here with the insurance, and that was very stressful. And then I went home, and I was watching my little goober, and we fell asleep, and we just fell asleep on the couch, and she fell asleep in my arm. I got a picture of her like one arm's over mine. And she's sleeping on me. We're just chilling out. Two goobs. I took an hour-long nap with her, and that's just I am recharged.
Definitely
deal with this again. Yeah.
Let's take a little break from that because I wanted to talk about.
Is that a Glock 19?
I don't know.
No, that's a
goofy.
Should we go with the overhead?
So first of all, the slide doesn't even cycle.
Can we do the overhead?
Silly ass thing.
I'm just in love with that. It's so cool.
Sorry. Well, I was drinking it before.
It's empty.
Yes. So this is a Byrna. SD, I guess, stands for self-defense. This is a less lethal option, I guess. Shoots, what caliber are those? 58 caliber? 68. 68 caliber paintball type setup. And they have hard rubber balls. They have pepper rounds. They have some other form of munitions as well. Ty, do you know anything? Do you have anything to add?
I know there's a lot of questioning of whether or not we can own the pepper balls in New York State.
Right.
And allegedly we can. We asked Byrna, and they'll ship it to us.
Right. So these are the eco-kinetic ones. Eco-friendly, no active ingredients, cost-effective training, dissolves in water.
Open that up real quick.
Sure.
Take one out and just kind of drop it on the table a little bit so everybody can hear.
Well, you can hear when I drop it into there. Yeah, it's definitely got some... Jeez. I can't grab it.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
It's solid.
That sucks. That would suck.
I mean, at what velocity are these things supposed to be traveling? 300 or 400 feet per second?
I would imagine.
I think these things are supposed to put out projectile at 300 or 400 feet per second, if I'm not mistaken.
When would you recommend this to someone?
Jeez, man.
Riots.
Here's the thing. I have a hard time recommending this at all. And here's the reason. Because by the time I reach this level of force...
Mm-hmm. I mean, and
you'd have a hard time arguing that this couldn't kill a person.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, because it
could.
In the
face,
right? You hit him right in the eyeball. Right.
What if you intend to use less lethal force and you shoot a person in the orbital bone?
Sure.
And then you shoot them again.
Yeah.
And now we've penetrated their skull, and now we put a round into their head, and we've killed them. Right?
Sure.
I'm not saying that's gonna happen.
Right, but it could.
I'm just saying,
worst ways.
God forbid that it did happen.
Yeah. I wonder too. So, my head goes to maybe a felon, someone who is prohibited from owning a traditional firearm, or there's no way you could have that on a college campus.
Right.
There's no way that would be
It looks
allowed.
Too much like a gun. The other thing is, it looks so much like a gun.
You're getting shot. You whip that out at me.
If you point at another person and that other person has a lethal force instrument and they decide to use that lethal force instrument, now it's less lethal force against lethal force.
Right.
So who's gonna...
A dog, maybe? You go out with dog, you're just...
Yeah,
you don't
potentially.
want, someone like you or April who are just, absolute dog lovers, not that you're against taking a dog's life if you had to.
Right.
Your family are dogs, but,
It's pepper.
Yeah. Are you the mailman? But they couldn't carry that, I don't think.
I don't know who's legally authorized to use these.
Right.
I don't know in what circumstances you would be legally authorized to use this.
Or an 18-year-old.
Where you wouldn't also be authorized to use potentially lethal force.
Sure.
Right?
The only application I can see.
How do they taste? Are you chewing on one?
I wish.
I thought you were about to chew on one. I thought you just left
$500.
You gotta be braver than me, man, for sure.
I've been sprayed a couple times. So I like the pepper aspect of things. Because it's better than having to use pepper spray, which is typically a stream or a mist, which you have to be close and personal. But riot control, I get. If there's 20 people coming at you and you want to disperse a crowd, but
look at the sights on this
hitting
stupid
the ground
thing.
and misting pepper in the air.
Sure.
Look at the sights, and then
that's the issue. It's a worse pepper. It's a worse paintball gun.
Like, what is that? Is that supposed to be another?
I don't know.
Like a middle sight? You get your front and your rear and your middle sight? What the hell is that supposed to be?
Your third sight pops up out of nowhere. Thanks, Berna. No, but then the trigger pull is ridiculously long.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's hard for us because obviously it's a product and we're selling it or we're trying to sell them in the store, but
to whom and for what?
I say it's it's one of those products like people have asked us to carry them,
right.
So we do,
yeah,
and we sell them because people have asked for them. But yeah, sometimes, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, like we're a store and I'm here to make money. So like if someone comes up to the cash register, I don't want to talk them out of the thing they want to buy. But sometimes I do wonder, like, why are you like, what is there a better choice? Because there probably is.
My question is how
much are they? Do you know?
That's a question. First question is how much does it cost, and then where on the use of force continuum is your lawyer going to tell you that it falls?
I guess home defense if you don't have a pistol permit in New York State.
How close to lethal force is it really?
Right. That's like Ty said. That's my only. If you are like a handgun is the best choice for home defense or any kind of defense.
Is it?
Unless you're in like a war or whatever, and you need a rifle.
But $380 MSRP on their website.
God damn! So that's
by the time you spend almost $400 on this, you could have bought a Taurus G4.
I do wonder if a felon. Can a felon own these?
Wait, in fact, I'm sorry.
I would think a felon could own this, right?
Probably, I would imagine. Do you need a background check for it? You don't, right?
Can they own a BB gun or like an airsoft, like a pellet gun? Yeah. They could, right?
Yeah.
They don't know if they're prohibited from owning anything that.
There's no way to enforce. There's no mechanism to enforce that whatsoever.
You're wrong on that. That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one.
I
don't know. If they were like $100, then I could see too. Like, I can't afford a real gun. Like, this is better than nothing. But is it? Like, I don't know.
It's really hard not to shoot pepper balls at my friends.
I would, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole nother argument. If you just want this to fuck around with, then sure. Like,
but that's the other thing too. Is like pepper balls. Like, how many instances have we seen of people not being incapacitated by supposedly incapacitory tools? How many times have we seen tasers fail? How many times have we seen pepper spray fail? If a guy is on like where on the body do I actually have to hit you in order for that pepper to make it into your sinuses? Because that's the other issue too. If I am like, let's say that you train to a standard of accuracy where you can consistently hit a C-zone size target. Well, I'm putting it on the body, right? Okay, well, let's say that I hit a C-zone target down over here.
Right.
Is that going to put pepper
into
your...
you or whatever.
Right,
yeah,
exactly that. Is that going to put pepper up into your...
You are not going to have any accuracy with this thing either.
The sights are garbage, and
a spherical
trigger...
bullet, there's no rifling.
There's nothing about this that makes me want to say, like, yes, this is going to be highly effective to defend your own life or somebody else's life.
I just want to have a few of the boys in a shipping container and just dust pop 4 times.
That's
the longest.
I think, honestly, like, that would be the only way for me to really gauge the effeffectiveness is I would have to actually...
Content. I'm down.
Can we do that?
We might. We'll probably have to.
I'll be a cameraman.
You're standing in there. You're in the competition, bro. Bet you I'll win.
Probably.
So just because it's kind of relevant, and I'm skipping ahead. I'm sorry. Alec asks, "Can a felon even own a black powder pistol?" No, because if you own the loading components, that's not okay, right?
In other states, I think yes.
In New York,
but in New York, no. Yeah, and in other states, I believe, because they're like Pat said, they're not regulated. There'd be no mechanism for anyone to stop them. Right. I guess. Yeah.
There's no enforcement. Oh, are you 18? Yep.
I ordered when I was like 16 or 17. I ordered from Cabela's a black powder pistol, like a reproduction of like an 1836 or whatever Colt. Right. Like it showed up right to my front door. Like that was like 2005 or 6. Like
love it.
With everything I had, and there was like a kit. You could buy like the starter kit, and it was everything but powder. Right. It wouldn't ship you powder, but like primers, the little lead ball mold thing, like everything I needed except for gunpowder. But yeah,
jeez, that's awesome.
That's ridiculous.
Kind of still on the same topic. Jeremiah says he's addressing to me, Tyler. The viewers are still waiting for your testimony about those less than lethal shotgun loads. I've gotten effed up a lot recently, so I'm kind of waiting to get hit with less than lethal shotgun loads. If 2020 didn't happen for me, probably would have already taken one to the chest. I'm feeling like in the next...
Hold on.
Getting hit with less than lethal.
Are you talking about the ones that you guys are...
Like the Koosh ones, or which ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do the hard ones. The Koosh one, maybe.
Yeah, no, not the hard ones. Not like the Burna. Like
At what range?
20. I'd wear a mask.
Would you have him shoot like Bratrick first to see like what that does? Like
That's gonna suck.
or like yeah.
But not my back now. It's too messed up. I'm just too messed up for that now. I don't know. I'm feeling the urge for pepper spraying, but
What?
not now. Maybe
Like how
in like
people
a
talk
year
about
or
getting a
two.
tattoo. Like, oh man, I've really been thinking about getting another tattoo. Like, I think I really want to get pepper spray.
We were talking about like maybe in a couple Freedom weekends, like a bid. Whoever gets the highest bid gets to pepper spray me.
Sure.
But you didn't really like that.
Well, I mean, you know,
Work and
workman's comp and disability and stuff.
Speaking of tattoos, like I'm gonna throw something out there that's maybe gonna be like not super popular.
We're getting face tattoos together.
I have tattoos. I have one on my back. I have one on my chest. I have I've taken some relatively painful tattoos
Straight to hell.
already, but I am not that. Like my wife sometimes she'll be like, April will be like every once in a while, like I really want to go get a tattoo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? You want to go get your skin ripped up by needles?
Yeah. Like,
Because like I have a hard time getting
I
it
can
up
just
for
smack
that
you
at
around
this
a little
point.
bit for
Like,
free. Like if you want.
right?
That.
There's
I can do that.
yeah. If you're that into it, I don't know, man. Like I have probably 6 or 8 tattoos at this point, and just the past couple of times she said that, I've been like, I'm good.
You get them for what, like the you memorialize something? Like you what would you like?
I don't know. The first couple of times I did it, I did the Pray for Peace, Train for War on my arms when we were deployed the first time. And then like I got the unit or this side. I got the unit logo from my first unit tattooed on my arm because that was literally
Now,
like
are you getting those,
everybody
like,
was
during the
getting
deployment?
yeah.
Now, is there a dude who like brought his stuff there, or is
You
it
got
just
a memorandum from the commander.
Some dude,
No, we had a guy
or whatever.
We had a guy who was in my unit who had been a tattoo professional previously. So that was like something that he had been doing for a long time. And he had done enough work and he had like a portfolio and like it was legit. Cool. So he went to the CO and he was like, "Sir, I could do this in Iraq and like dudes could pay me and like it would be." And
like that environment, he made $2 million.
He made a ton of money.
That's all he did. He has carpal tunnel from just holding the tattoo gun the whole time.
He got so much money out of that situation, but like the CEO let him do it, and
hazard pay,
he got so much money, But so we did the unit logos. A bunch of guys did that. Actually,
of course,
the running joke was like the first sergeant said, "Hey, if you don't have one on your arm, you're not getting back on the plane." It was like straight up, you better get into that.
Tattoo artist is like, "Hey, bro, thanks
better
for
get in there and get your ink, or you ain't riding home with us."
The guy's still retired, tattoo artist.
So then I did the one on my chest when we got home, and that was pretty much just like April wanted to take me to I forget the name of the place, but there was a specific spot where she wanted to go and get a tattoo done when I got home. From
That's cute.
So I was like, "Yeah, we'll go and do that together."
Are they like matching ones, or like just two different? Just
two different ones. Yeah, we were just together, different artists and everything like that. But so we did it that way, and then
you guys would never do something that. I didn't want to use a different word, but that's too lovey-dovey for you. That's like
I don't see it happening.
Crap, like
I don't see it happening that way.
I'll have half of the locket heart on my chest, and you'll have the other matching locket on your chest.
No, we're cool with each other. We're cool with each other, but that's too much.
No,
she's cool. But like, tattoos are fun.
They're okay, but like I don't have the urge like you have the urge to get pepper sprayed in your face.
I only have 3. I just got my third recently.
The word is kink, right? It's just, let's just say it what it is.
I guess I'm just too conventional.
Ty, pull your pants down. Show them your tattoo.
Is that legal?
No, probably not. I don't think I can order them to even take their pants off.
So with pepper spraying, I like pepper spraying because it sucks really bad for like an hour. And all of your cells are screaming, but then like after that, they all just release dopamine because like it's a coping mechanism, and then like you feel weirdly like blissful. It's weird to explain.
So you're getting high.
My cells are doing it to me, so it's fine.
It's like a runner's high.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's sprayer's hot. Sprayer.
Oh Lord, he's a
get that on our other
sprayer.
platform.
He's a sprayer. All right.
Speaking of, here's our link tree.
So yeah.
Did you get all the questions done?
Bets or not bets? Bidding starts at probably like 150.
Wow, we got a lot more.
Oh yeah, we're killing it.
All right, let's lightning round through some of these. It's past my bedtime.
Sorry. Donna asks, what about one-on-one classes? So those, well, we need to still talk about those. The cool thing about one-on-one classes is I've been working with Evolution Marketing for our website, and we have this cool new page in the new website called Training. And on the training page, I just dropped it in the comments, you can hit this cool little thing called Request Private Training, and it does everything. First name, last name, phone number, email, what you're looking to do, and what you're looking to achieve, and how many people, and that goes straight to the email. And then we print it off, and we'll give it to Pat or John, or if we get another instructor in the future, and they'll call you and set something up. So it sucks now with the fire and everything. It makes things harder, but this was really meant to be streamlined for when we're up and running at this point. So that new training tab is something we can kind of start compiling if you want to just fill out that form, and I can drop it off to one of the instructors.
Yeah, once the range comes,
Yeah.
we'll be able to get some stuff scheduled for you guys. I'll definitely be working, with Brandon to get some time allotted so that the trailer will be available to those that want to come out and do a lesson. Obviously, it's going to have to be off scheduled, normal business hours or whatever, but we'll get it sorted for you guys. The other thing too is I'm looking into some other, I don't really want to do stuff elsewhere because it sucks. There's really nowhere real close by, but like, I don't know. I'm just looking into some options for you guys, trying to see what we can do, just to have more opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough to do the stuff that we want to do.
Like Rafa, I called Paulie from Rafa. Yeah. We had a great conversation, and he came at me like, we love you guys, and I don't want you to like think we're cheating on you, but like we have to continue.
Of course.
And like I was like, bro, I've been concerned about you guys because we're your parent range. I want to make sure you guys can handle your business, and so I know they're looking to do other places for now, but when we're back up and running, they're obviously back with us.
Nice.
And it was a very nice conversation with Paulie.
Good. Good.
Yeah, so long story short, if anybody has any private land, like if any of you guys watching, like in this area that have somewhere that's like safe to shoot, where I might be able to get access here and there, we might be able to work something out monetarily. I have insurance, right? I can add you to my insurance relatively easily. It's pretty much just a phone call to my insurance carrier, and we can get you a document that says like, hey, this is what the coverage is, and I'm on there, and you're an additional insured party kind of deal, so that there's, try to limit liabilities and stuff like that. Obviously, we have solid training credentials and medical plans and emergency, actions in place in case something were to go wrong. Obviously, we have a great record in that regard as well. So if you guys ever want to potentially host something, I would love to,
I dropped the links.
that.
Send us an email if that's something you're interested in. I'll get that on to Pat. Next question. Jennifer, the moose is okay. It's just holding up a lot of drywall and probably has smoke damage. So
hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer's in here like every week. She's such a great person. Still working on getting your children to play for Freedom Weekend. Speaking of Freedom Weekend, yes, that is going on still, and it's going to be the same planned weekend. It's going to be better than any Freedom Weekend you've ever been to. I'm not going to say ever because I think next year's probably going to be better than this year, but this year's going to be pretty damn awesome.
Yeah. The only thing the fire has changed is we might have to order more tents.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Also, speaking of events, we have an EOTech demo coming up on the 18th. So if you want to come down and try out like $12,000 pairs of night vision, like binocular night vision, and less expensive ones too that are more affordable, they'll have like everything EOTech makes as far as night vision and thermal. which I've never really messed around with a good thermal, like a high-end one. So that'll be fun. That's on the 18th. I would like you to let us know you're coming, right? There's not like a cap, but we just want to have an idea of how many people are showing up. So send us an email, info@thefiringpinny.com, and just subject like EOTech or demo or whatever. But yeah,
Sure.
the 18th, I think that's a Tuesday night, starts at 7:30. We got to wait for it to get dark, obviously, but there'll be some stuff in here we'll talk about. We'll show you how the things work. And then, yeah, we're going to go like walk around outside, and I'm going to try to have a little course, maybe not a shooting course, but there's actually been a lot of quasi-scientific research done on Facebook in regards to, like when you're looking through an infrared scope or optic or whatever, you're looking at different wavelengths than we see with the human eye.
Right.
And
Oh, really?
things like the laundry detergent that you use. You could have two pieces of identical clothing, and one might be washed with something that makes it very IR reflective versus it really mutes that. And you can see, like, wow, yeah, that's something I would never think of, but Downey, like, you're going to glow like the fucking moon. And I'm just pulling that on my butt. But, like, one makes you really very apparent, and one really helps you stay hidden. So,
Right, like it's black fat.
yeah.
You know.
But it's just normal. It just happens. And I don't think any of those companies, that was
Do
never
it
their
intentionally,
objective. Yeah,
right,
but it's just,
right.
side effects. So there's some of that stuff that's neat. I'd like to try to have some fun with some thermal exercises as far as, maybe even having someone move through the woods and you can actually still see their tracks. Someone came through here 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, and 30 seconds ago, and here's what those tracks look like, or if you can even see them after 10 minutes or whatever.
I wonder about how long that would.
Or like, somebody was hiding, right? Someone like, because a lot of this is obviously geared for like maybe like a law enforcement scenario, like even a search and rescue scenario. Someone's like hiding behind a tree, right? And like how long? Maybe they were there for 5 minutes, and then you moved away. You circle back.
But the tree's
like,
gonna
tree
be
might still
warm
be
for a
warm.
certain
Yeah,
amount.
for how long? Like, so I think some of that could be fun to experiment, or like a fire. How long? Maybe we had a campfire yesterday,
Right.
but you can still see with the thermal, or that's what that looks like. There's a lot of stuff we can play around with. So I'm trying to. Obviously, we're going to have some people shoot in the range because we can make the range go dark, or could make the range go dark. But
Right.
Well, it's dark outside right now, so
it is during the day. It's hard to make it dark because there's some skylights in there now.
that's why I burn tires.
No roof.
To help with the
Yeah, it makes
whatever.
Black out the
yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
Black out the sun. Yellowstone, if you're listening, please blow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord.
Yes, Old Faithfuls.
7 generations of darkness.
Old Faithfuls listening
Okay. So
on Spotify.
What kind of beers do we like?
for podcasters.
My friends tell me I can't drink Budweiser. Or
Oh my God.
Brandon. I'm just saying what my friends tell me. We're Jenny guys, personally.
I really like
Support
Genesee.
local.
Yeah.
Jenny is actually not bad beer. A lot of people call it Dirty River beer or whatever, but it's not bad. Miller Lite. I
am what I
I
drink.
like Miller Lite. I don't get too much into some of the fancy beers like
That's
Josh
not
and
me.
Josiah.
Yeah, that's not me.
I
But
like
they
fancy
do.
beers.
There is that. What's that one they drink? I want to say Grolsch, but that might not be it. But it's like
Kolsch?
it's like pink. It's like
red
ruby
Kolsch.
red
Kolsch.
Kolsch. That's what it. Yeah,
I'm looking for the beer I had last
and that shit is pretty good.
delicious.
Speaking of the Genesee being dirty, I was listening to WXXI, the
Right.
local station here,
Yeah.
and they had a guy on there talking about that issue, and it's actually a huge issue that the farmers all along the Genesee River, like every year, 400. I think it was. I could be wrong. I think it was 400,000 pounds. I don't think it was 400,000 tons. That sounds too much. I think every year 400,000 pounds of nutrients, nitrogen, all the good stuff in the soil. It just leaches into the river, and then we ship it out to Lake Ontario, right? Like it just shits out there, and there's a ton of ecological work that they're doing over the next 10 years, and they're like, look, that river's never going to be crystal clear, but you will start noticing an improvement in Rochester and in the surrounding areas, because you can see it coming up from Letchworth, below Letchworth, it looks pretty clean,
Right.
and then it gets past the Mount Morris Dam, and it's just all farmland through there.
Yeah,
They
right.
soak it all into the ground, and they're like, yeah, it's becoming the farmers are having to put so much more nutrients back in the ground. It's just this cyclical problem that they're
There's a
trying to
great Joe
address.
Rogan about that with the farmer. You know who I'm talking about?
The guy from White Oak Ranch or whatever.
Yeah, he was showing the clear difference between the river that goes through his farm and his neighbor's farm, and it's crystal clear, and then just turns to poop.
Yeah, just poor management.
Yeah,
like it just needs to be. Yeah.
So to summarize, you bring us beer, we will drink it. We always love a beer sponsor. The only issue is we don't have any way to keep it cold. So
our livers are bad and need to be punished.
Yes.
More of the story.
Pepper spray my liver. Zaddy.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I've got nothing.
You got nothing else?
Other than if you haven't followed us on Spotify, you should follow us on Spotify.
Yeah, otherwise our kids will starve, like we talked about earlier. So, since we don't have anything else to talk about before we get out of here, I want to bring something up to you guys. So, I've been shooting the... Oh, yeah. Thank you. I've been shooting the SIG P320 VTAC for my competition gun. You guys can see there's nothing in there.
That's what the Ear Pro is for, too.
Yeah, that's right. I had the earplug in there earlier. Now, this pistol was, I like the P320 a lot. I thought it was a great gun. I still think it's a good gun. But I thought the P320 was a great gun. And then I got some mud into the ejection port area. Mm-hmm. So I was doing a competition. I was doing a tactical games skirmish. And I wasn't even, actually competing, right? I was just doing a demonstration for the guys of a shooting stage, and very slippery that day out at Escarpment Arms. Had been raining all day, and so I'm moving from one shooting position to another shooting position, and as I try to stop, I'm breaking down my position, and my feet slide out from under me, so my feet kept going.
Yeah.
And now my gun is I have to try to catch myself, but I'm using my rifle.
Oh shit.
So
sure.
I got to keep my muzzle in a safe direction.
Yeah,
so I went like this with my muzzle, and I spiked the muzzle into the ground, and then I fell on my side, and the gun, you could see on the overhead, a lot of mud got onto the grip frame. There was some mud on the holster, and obviously there got to be some mud near the ejection port area. Mm-hmm. So then I got up, and I finished shooting the rifle, and I got to the pistol, and I took the pistol out, and I shot a round or 2 rounds, and the ejection port mud and debris got into the top of the ejection port, and the gun just immediately took a shit, stopped working. So I unloaded the gun, and I reloaded the gun, and I shot 1 round, and it would not extract. It was just
too gritty, too much stuff in there, or what?
Yeah, it just the mud had gotten into the fire control group, and so the trigger was having trouble resetting.
Sure.
And the it came up earlier that the holster design here does have kind of a generous optics cut, so maybe there was some room for some debris to kind of get right there at the barrel hood before the gun was even out of the holster or whatever. But bottom line, I was fighting through all those malfunctions, and as I was doing it, I was like, "This is why we shoot Glocks. This is why I never usually."
Do you think your shadow systems would have done the same thing?
I don't think that anything that was a Glock copy. I don't think any Glock copy would have choked in that same situation, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look down through the actually, I'll just go ahead and do it. I'll take the slide right off. So if I take the slide right off of this pistol, you're going to be able to see it's very open. It's not a great angle. You have a handheld light on you?
Oh, do I?
Because of the design, you mean? Because of how you can drop the fire control in there?
Yeah, because of everything back here at the trigger housing unit.
Look at you. Nope. The camera's right up
I'm
there.
dumb, yeah. So the camera's there, so I want to be able to, So if you look at the fire control unit right there, it's very open.
Sure.
I'm having trouble getting to the right angle. Here, let me see that light. So if you look at the fire control unit, you can kind of see it's just a big gaping hole down in there. And you can get a lot of debris down inside of the trigger unit, where with the Glock design, it's much more protected.
Sure.
So that's the problem that
You sell these
I
here.
have. Yeah, those O-lights, that one's actually pretty nice and bright. So yeah, just so that you guys know, I'm not that I'm saying that the P320 is a bad handgun or whatever, but you know, for USPSA or IDPA and stuff like that, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with it. But for something that's a little bit
Sure.
more intensive like that,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to end up going back to something that's more Glock based.
Sure.
Probably going to end up hitting that auction and trying to get the
There you go.
with the DP920,
Sure.
the Shadow Systems gun. DR920P. There's too many. Why are there so many
Why do
letters?
you have DP on your mind?
It's fair.
It's fair.
That's fair.
Oh my gosh. Do we have anything else?
Nope. I've got nothing.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
What about you,
I got nothing.
Patrick?
I'm spent.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Spotify, for podcasts.
Spotify podcaster.
I'm just
Made
kidding.
this seamless.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, we'll be uploading it. Bye. Stay beautiful.